Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. This one is for you. There are some invitations that folks would die for. Imagine receiving a gold-edged invitation from the White House to a state dinner. Thanksgiving is coming up, and you get an invitation from your boss to a Thanksgiving weekend at some golf and country club with an itinerary of food, golf, party, more food, brunch on Sunday before you head back home, and lest I forget, amazing accommodation, free of cost. You would be the envy of the office. Well, enough dreaming. There is a special invitation that is coming to you today. So let me give you a sneak preview of what this is all about. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Matthew 11, verses 28 to 30. This invitation comes from the number one in the world, Jesus himself. Now, let me tell you something about this invitation because it is kind of different from any you have seen. It is an open invitation with exclusive features. It might seem like a general invitation. Your name is not included in the wording of this special invitation. But once you indicate that you'll accept this awesome invitation, that is when it gets really personal. Let me tell you about the person who has sent the invitation just for you. He has a big heart, and he is known as one who delivers what he promises. Once you step into his environment, you will find out that what you're entering into is exclusively for people he calls his own. Now he is really into you living a righteous life, and suddenly you think that disqualifies you. No, you don't have to be a no-show, my friend. He is way ahead of you because he has provisions for folks like you and me, guys who mess up and are now ashamed or feeling guilty. Listen to when I say this to you. He has a special feature for us who have done some wrong things. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. 1 John 1 and verse 9. Doesn't that sound incredible? Trust me, it is true. Jesus doesn't want our sins to keep us away from experiencing the premium offer he makes to each of his children. And catch this. As far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed our transgressions from us. Psalm 103 verse 12. He is that committed to having you experience true forgiveness. And what this means is that once you've been forgiven, he doesn't hold that sin over your head. It is gone, totally gone. Here is something else about Jesus. He loves to take care of his followers, so I'm sure you know this, but it is worth repeating. You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasure at your right hand. Psalm 103 and verse 11. All of this is separate from this special invitation. This invitation is especially for you who have been redeemed, who have been dealing with some stresses in your life, or you've been having a rough patch lately. Things are not going well for you at home or work. You're at the end of your rope. You don't feel loved and appreciated. This is your time to take up this invitation because he offers a first-class brand of rest in him. Sometimes we get to that place in our lives when you simply want to be free from the stressful burdens of regular life. It's like it never stops. And even you think you can't afford the time, Jesus says to you, in this season, come and I will give you rest. To rest in Jesus and with Jesus is powerful. It replenishes strength, energy. It refreshes your soul, and it renews your vitality. You are weary and burdened by the cares and demands of your life? Come to Jesus, and he will give you just the rest that you need without realizing it until now. This is the part that is superbly mysterious, but on a whole other level, you qualify for this second level of blessing that Jesus offers. You might be wondering about that part which says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." You notice the word yoke is mentioned twice. In this invitation, yoke is purely figurative, my friend. It has to, because Jesus could not be offering rest and telling you that he is meek and lowly in life, and then ask of you to take up a traditional yoke on your back. Rather, he is creating a metaphor of a light yoke, like that piece of paraphernalia they use to pair two cows together so they can walk together in plowing a field. Except in this case, yoke is an item, a pleasant item of connection between you and Jesus. It is purely metaphorical, but Jesus is inviting you to walk so close to him that it seems as though you're sharing the yoke together, and rather than it being a bothersome item on your neck, it is a pleasant connection. Rather, it is that divine item that joins you to Jesus. And guess what? When you are paired with Jesus, then it is difficult for you to escape this amazing feature. A yoke connects you to Jesus for closeness, for a personal walk in the garden with Jesus. This is so blessed to experience being so close to Jesus. Ain't no devil in hell can attack you here in the presence of the Lord. It is light. Trust me when it paints the picture of being yoked to Jesus. And here is an added bonus. This burden that Jesus offers you is very light and not meant for you to get nervous. The yoke is easy. The burden is light. My friend, I'm heading away from this conversation, but not before I make one final push. You'd be wise if you take up this powerful invitation to experience rest. Life gets hectic real quickly, so Jesus is calling you to come away with him and get some rest. Rest, real rest. I highly recommend no other one but Jesus. You're tired of the life you're living? Well, Jesus has just the comfortable rest for you. Take up the invitation today and let him know that you are available today. There will be no regrets.